Wait, this is so cute. Okay, I'm gonna show you my scrapbooking journal. This is a journal I work in pretty much every time after I travel or just have like a bunch of memorabilia from my trip. So I'm gonna show you all the pages I've done so far. This is my first page. This is when I went to London, the first stop of my solo trip last summer. This is the second page. This is one of my favorite pages of all time. I remember just like trying to get it so perfect and having all the pieces set up the night before and being really careful not to move them around. This is the second day. I went to Brighton in the UK and I did this as a day trip. I like combined a whole bunch of different pictures, my journal entry, like the wrapper of the book that I was reading that I got in Notting Hill. Also like a receipt for dinner. So cute. This is my view when I had lunch by myself for the first time. I was really nervous working up to like eating by myself and filming, but I finally did it and I brought a book and it was such a good day. Literally best day ever. This was my last day in London. I was meeting up with a guy for like a Hinge date and he was running a little bit behind, so I decided to go into the hotel nearby just to like, I don't know, get a drink or something until he showed up. So I got this like card from there and then these random guys started talking to me and wanting me to go out with them instead. So I was like, okay, I should probably leave. And then since the date went terribly wrong, I decided to get, oh, no. This was the receipt for dinner. The date went terribly wrong, which is fine. And then here, Dishoom, oh my gosh, one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. The waiter was just so kind, so polite. I was so nervous, but this was like the first real ass dinner that I had with myself. It was like a really nice place too. Like people were there for graduation dinners, like anniversaries and stuff. And I was just there. It was just me, myself, dimly lit dinner table with a bunch of food and me checking into my next flights, just eating away. Oh my God, it was so good. What a great memory. And then I ended up getting like a mini detour in Greece because my flight to Croatia got canceled 3 times. So I ended up stopping there for a little less than I ended up there for like 10 hours. And I took a photo in front of the Acropolis because that's all I wanted to see. So I got my photo. I met a guy. He took me around. He was actually the TSA pre-check agent, so that was really nice. This was the start of my trip in Croatia. I wanted to do something really different with every single stop, and I think this one is really representative of my time there because it was just me eating, sleeping, sitting under the sun, and just having the time of my life.
You see the cave? It's scary. Yeah.
In there?
I see the same.
Okay.
I see the same face.
Someone else can go first.
Like this.
He wants us to go in there.
Yes, I want.
You gotta make yourself do stuff. Like, you're gonna have moments where you don't feel like going to that thing you signed up for, or that doesn't sound like a good idea anymore, or like... I still need to go over this with like a color pencil. Okay, this was Split. And I wanted to do something different. I couldn't really figure out like what to do. I realized like, okay, I have like postcards, I have receipts, I have tickets, but like what else is there? I decided to put like 2 stickers on the parts of the map that I was given and then associate them with like the pictures that I had taken at those very places on the map. So this was me and Ashley, one of my friends that I met on the trip. We got gelato together and the place is like right around here. I still want to go in and like write the exact address down. But here, I think, is the Airbnb I was staying at. Oh my God, it was so lovely. This was like the little patio sun area with like the laundry in there, like a sink, patio table, so pretty. A cat I saw sitting on a bench, and then just the receipt from the meal that I had by myself here. I remember it vividly. It was the night before I left to go to Switzerland. Such a good memory. Okay, this one's not my favorite, but it's the other side of the map, and I put this one because this was the day where I went on a boating tour to see like all of the different, I guess, islands of Split, or well, around Split. And so here are some girls that I met on the boating trip. I forget their names, but one of them is from Singapore, one of them is from Vienna, and the other is from Germany. And this is when we had lunch together on one of the islands. Here's like €1. Here's a receipt. I remember we were so elated to find out this place had oat milk lattes and acai bowls. This is my page for Geneva. I thought the aesthetic of this was really fitting for where I was. So I love how like minimalist, sleek, white, gray, blue, neutral this is. Tickets for my transit, bag ticket, just some photos of how gorgeous this place was. So magical. And this is a receipt from the cafe that I sat at the evening before I was gonna go home. And I just got a Hugo Spritz, I had some crackers, and I was just there people watching. And this cafe was playing like a bunch of American music, so it felt really comforting. I remember calling my mom, telling her that I was okay, and then I was excited to come home. Yeah. I was really proud of myself. Okay. I think we hit Chicago now. So, like I was saying, before I moved to New York, I just had like a bag with just memorabilia that I hadn't used yet. And I was like, I don't really know how I'm gonna bring this to New York. Like, it's a bunch of like really delicate stuff, and like it's gonna get lost or like folded up. So the night before I moved, I stayed up until like 4 a.m. to put together all of the stuff that was remaining, because I also didn't really want to bring it to New York. Like, I feel like I wanted that chapter to stay in that chapter of my life. So I put together Chicago before I left. And so this first page is really just my go-tos in Gold Coast. And this was the neighborhood I lived in. And so these were all of my like favorites. So Foxtrot, a really cute, like bougie snack grocery store. And then a receipt from my favorite restaurant in Chicago. This is called Le Colonial. Here's a pen from there. I think my friend stole this at dinner. Here's like a coffee sleeve from my like go-to coffee shop, La Colombe. Here's a sleeve from this cafe like up my street that I actually didn't really go to often, but when I did go, it was like the last 2 weeks in Chicago, and I was like, wow, like why hadn't I done this sooner? So I ended up getting like a little card from there. And then of course, one of my favorite cocktail lounge in the area. It was like a little speakeasy. It's called Sparrow. And this was like a cute little like, I guess, keychain inside their foyer. I definitely wasn't supposed to take it, but I took it anyways. It was for something important. So I took that, and it's just so cute. It just goes with the whole theme. And then here's a Brandy Melville receipt, because it was literally on my street, and I would just go there all the time during my lunch breaks or whenever I was needing a really good retail therapy pick-me-up. Always there for me. So this was just everything about my neighborhood. So these next 2 pages, I guess are just different like neighborhoods and memories that I had in the area with my friends. Here's a page. It's kind of dedicated to River North. I really went with the whole purple, blue, white theme. I think I did a really good job. Here's the transit card that I only used once and decided to just Uber from there. And here's a little wristband from the St. Patrick's Day bar crawl that I went with my friend, because she made me go. She dragged me out of the house, and I'm so glad that I went. this is a receipt and photo strip from this restaurant called Guild Bar. It ended up being like my second favorite restaurant in the city. So if you ever have a chance to go there, you should absolutely go and get this Caesar salad with salmon, and they add like potato chips in there. It's so good. But me and my friend ended up taking a really cute photo in the photo booth downstairs, and it ended up fitting really well with this page. And then this next page, I guess all of these like elements just went together color-wise. So what this is a postcard and matches from this place called Sweetheart's Bar. I think my cousins and I went. It's a place in their neighborhood. I love Andersonville. Such a good time. Here is this little tag from Old Town Nail Salon. This was the only place in the city I got my nails done at. I would go with Krista all the time, my bestest friend in the whole world. They would like write down like whoever did your nails and the color that you wanted, so you wouldn't forget when you went back. So this was a pretty iconic moment of Chicago as well. And then here's me and Krista. Krista is somebody that I met on the first day that I moved to Chicago. We actually met in the elevator of our building when I was moving in. And this girl truly has changed my whole life. Krista, if you're watching this, I love you and I miss you and I hope you're doing well. These glasses here are actually what we used to see the like solar eclipse, I think. There was a solar eclipse last year, and I think where we were was in like 98% of the eclipse. We didn't have glasses. We actually brought our like strainer colanders upstairs to see like the shadows, but some random girl had an extra pair, and so we used them and we got to see the solar eclipse. It was really cool. And okay, so this is like where I'm ending off right now. I have a few things that I want to do for New York, and then I have like all of these things from Italy, New York, some things from the Hamptons. So I think I'm gonna spend the rest of the afternoon doing that, but I just wanted to show you what was in my little scrapbook journal so far. And if you guys like these videos, let me know. I have a lot of fun making them. Scrapbooking is something that I like to do in my downtime, so yeah.